welcome to the channel. Let me apologize in advance for the wind. This is a follow-up video for the driveway access where the county said no, or at least gave me some options that weren't really feasible. So if you missed that video, I will put at least the episode number on the bottom of this video, but it'll be back probably 2 or 3, I'm not sure exactly anyway. But if you did watch that video, you'll know this is my easement gate that I wanted to come through as one of the options. I think it was option 3. And then at the end of this frontage road or parking area is ultimately where I cut through the gate, or the fence I should say, that I'm gonna put a gate between me and the neighbor, because that's where my property line starts, and where I wanted to gain access to the trees that are behind. So I'll try to cover some of the details, but if you want to get real in depth, you can check out that other video of what should I do now. So let's get after it. So the gate behind me, as I indicated, that's the easement to get onto this driveway that I'm standing on now. And what I wanted to do was to go all the way down to the end of this driveway on this easement road and cut through the fence and restore an old logging road to access all of these trees that I own back here. And the county wasn't going to let me do it, at least cost effectively, onto the roadway. So this was option 3, I think. Anyway, let's go down there and we'll see where we're at with it. And I'll tell you how I ended up dealing with all the brush and overgrowth that happened on this road. So right behind me is where the property line is, the fence line. Now we're standing at the end of this roadway. This is where you start onto my property. This was covered with brush, and I'll do some flashbacks on what it looked like when I first got started on trying to clear this whole road to access these trees. One of them is to come through this access road, which you can see behind me is completely covered with brush and fenced off. I think this is the best road access point. My plan is to continue to cut through here. Yeah, I mean, it just looks like a sea of blackberries right now. I realize that. But the person I hired, and that's what happened, I hired somebody. So the first problem that I ran into is immediately after cutting through this fence line and entering my property, there's a spring or water that came down here when it really needed a culvert. The tractor just sunk when I started trying to do work here. So ultimately, one of the things I knew I was going to have to do was put in a culvert. And kind of fortunately for me, I own a rock quarry, which is basically adjacent to this particular area. And you can already see that I brought in quite a bit of rock. I was not able to break this rock free from the old rock quarry, but the person I hired, and that's what happened, I hired somebody, they were able to break some free. Ultimately, I ended up bringing probably about 15 bucket loads up here of this big shell rock. I still need to put smaller rock over the top of it, but I wanted to start drying out this culvert area. And when I did the first video about what to do about getting access through this area, several viewers suggested that I hire somebody. Even though I have a tractor, I have a flail mower, I have all the tools, it's a long ways up there. I'm guessing probably 200 to 300 feet to get up to the trees. And there's a lot of unknowns going into this brush. So this is where I brought in all that shell rock from the rock quarry down below. And you can see it was kind of a mess. It was still pretty soggy when I brought it in. But clearly it's making a difference. It's starting to work. You can see where the fellow that I hired dug out an area where he basically found the water source coming down the hill and trenched it all the way down to this area. You can see that now I have a road all the way up to the trees. And he was able to put a little bend in this culvert, kind of making it the shape of a banana. And so we were able to make it fit right into this spot. Like I said, I still need to smooth it out with some smaller rock and a little more tractor work, but he did a heck of a job with the piece of equipment that he had. And that's what this video is about, just to show you what he was able to get done. So one of the things he did locate with his mower, unfortunately, and you can see this ditch that's running behind me, there were rocks, large boulders. I think some of them might be right over here, right over there. Large boulders in this little ravine, and then there was a fence on top of it. The fence was down, but he ran his mower onto a couple of those boulders and through some of that fence, removing it. That's one of the advantages to hiring somebody, is you avoid that risk, or hiring equipment yourself. And so he was able to come through here with that mower and literally clear a road all the way from where the side-by-side's parked down there all the way up to these trees that I'm standing in front of now. Now I'm going to be able to get in here, thin these trees out, and do a lot more work that I want to do. So I'm going to put quite a bit of footage in here of his work. Hopefully you enjoy that. And I appreciate you checking out the video, stopping by, and I will talk to you soon. I think that might work. Let's see.